people are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Do not come. Do not come.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Punch Up Pod with Lila and Pat. Happy Sunday shit show. How are you, Pat?
I'm good. I'm going to say we have not made a mistake this show yet. We are perfectly cued. I mean, well, we're always like, dinging ourselves like, days without a mistake,
You're
0.
Right. You're right.
1 so far, or 2. How many days are there since our last show?
This is our first one.
Okay.
This is our first one day. This is it.
This is me trying to be positive.
I am. You're so good at it. I'm on a very steep learning curve. It was beaten out of me for too many decades. How's your weekend?
Good. It's uneventful, hot as shit still in Sacramento. So I'm just glad to be indoors, chilling with my AC that 50% works.
That's horrible. Yeah,
hey, 50% positive. It's my glass is half full, Lila.
The other option, though, is to, have your landlord fix it.
That's true. This is true.
But you're helping him or her out by not complaining. So you're just
but I got the whole rigmarole of hiding my cats and decatting my place to have them here. It's like I almost want to just go buy an AC and put it in my cell. I mean,
might be worth it. It would probably be better. Probably be better. Well, hello, everybody. We are so happy to be here tonight with all of you. Please do make sure, as always, to like and subscribe and smash that notification bell. I know there's been some hinky things recently where people are saying they're not getting notified, which is so frustrating. We are slowly together putting our Patreon page together, which I'm hoping then will allow us to be able to connect to everybody outside of these big social media platforms. But it's a process, so bear with us. And until then, thank you for tuning in via whichever YouTube, Twitter, or Rumble.
Amen. Yeah, and thank you to the people who always share the show. That really helps, because we don't have any sort of advertisement or PR or plan to get the show out. We just kind of tweet it, and that's it. We're like, come on, fingers crossed we get some people watching. So we're not marketers. So anyone helping us in that effort, thank you so much.
We really do appreciate it. Your glass is fully empty. Well, fill her up one way or the other with some good energy. All right. Your glass is half full of piss. What's the other half? But
half of it's not piss, though. Yeah, half of it's not piss. Think about the positives here.
Look at us. We could do this. Like, here we go. I hear you. It's very difficult. And I will also say the crazy thing is I feel like I'm being forced to defend people whom I truly don't want to defend. But that also feels like part of that strategy. So the system is working as it was intended to.
This is true.
All right. Let's move on. Hello. I know now that I've done a few people, I want to make sure we get to say hi to everybody. Tony and Lee. Wait, I'm just going to start at the top because it just feels nice. There's Myra. Hello. And Truth. How are you? I'm taking over the buttons. Pat is saying hello also.
Hello, hello, hello.
I hope.
Hey, friends.
And Wally. And, good to see you.
You do the names and I'll just drink to them all continuously.
Okay, I know. I have to hold off on my drinking until then. Holly, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. BDA, happy Sunday. Josie, hello. I already said hi to NorCal. Did I say hi to Lee? Oh my goodness. That's what happens when I did? Okay, thank you. You're my helper that way. Okay. The runs, I think I already did, but now I can't remember. The Pooh show. Yeah, I'm not good at this at all. It turns out. I'm not great.
You're phenomenal at it, Lila. Come on.
Just reading down the list.
I'm the positive guy today.
Be positive. I like it. I like your new positivity. That's actually great for me. And it's actually
we're going to vote our way out of this, Lila. Don't worry.
We just need two more non-DSA capitalist Democrats.
Couple corporate Dems. We're gonna change their mind.
Oh my God, Carl's. Hello, how are you? Jerry and Kat. Hello, Gwen. All right, I'm almost there. What?
I love that mask.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so sick of having to defend my decision to wear a mask. Citizen Medejo, why do you keep saying Lila from Colombia? It's very funny to me. Hello, how are you? Kimiko, thank you. I feel like I'm right. That's even better than Lila is right.
Yeah, nobody has said I'm the best ever. Like, it's just what?
They admire that you're just like kicking back and giving me the stage. It's very generous of you. Very generous. Okay. All right. That's perfect. Let's move on to this kind of awesome display, I have to say, in Salem, Oregon, where the people of the town discovered that their city council members had signed an NDA with a California company coming in to build a data center. And they're pissed because we all know what data centers do. So
it's crazy that it's not illegal for your Congress people to sign any NDA. We should be able to get any information we want about our leaders and what meetings they've taken, who they've talked to. That should all be public record.
Like, an NDA should only be for like between a doctor and a patient, or a lawyer and a client, or one person's like personal life. Like, if you have an assistant and you're a famous person, whatever. Not when the people who are supposed to be representing the citizens sell them out to take money from some ghoulish company that wants to destroy. Can I just say, my water bill this month is $2,500.
What in the fuck? Are you serious?
I don't even know what to do with that. Yeah. And it's been like this, it went down to 1,600 at one point, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Like, I water twice a week.
Okay. Have you asked your neighbors what their bills are? Because somebody might be manipulating things there for you.
Oh, that's interesting.
You should look into that. Because I know you've got like a whole tennis court thing behind you, and like your neighbors.
We don't, but yeah.
Lila's balling.
I don't know. It's killing me. We did have a leak, and then I thought my $200 water and sewer bill was bad. That's honestly
just insane. I think the city owes you some money back. Somebody needs to look into this.
But nobody cares, and you can't talk to anybody. It's all AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was inspiring. Maybe I will follow the model of these fine people from Salem, Oregon.
Amen.
Insight from outrage. This is our birthright and obligation. I'm hoping that the loathing, hatred, and outrage that we have been expressing regarding these data center schemes being forced on us by billionaire weirdos will drive us all towards preserving life, awakening hope, and gaining insight. We demand that you channel our outrage into creating permanent solutions that stop Ferris and ban data centers in Salem. Thank you.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah, right? They wheel out, or the guy bicycles up with a guillotine. The company reps left feeling unsafe. And what had happened was, okay, so someone brought a guillotine to a city council meeting in Salem, Oregon. Not a sign shaped like one, not a drawing. According to community accounts and social media posts, an actual guillotine structure appeared at the protest outside Luke's auditorium, where hundreds of residents had gathered to oppose a proposed multi-million-dollar AI data center. Company representatives reportedly assessed the scene and left, citing safety concerns, though that detail hasn't appeared in formal news coverage or official minutes. What did make the official record a unanimous council vote to direct staff to begin developing a moratorium on data center development, confirmed by Salem Reporter and KATU News. So well done and cheers.
Yes. The fear of God and us and the guillotines is the way. Look, in Minecraft, hypothetically, if you were to drag anywhere in the country one city councilman out and use the damn thing, can you imagine in Minecraft the effect that those Minecraft citizens would have and the Minecraft city council people would have?
In Minecraft, that could be...
Yeah, but even in Minecraft, you would want to make sure you have a true villain. Do not just, pick a peak villain. I mean,
it sounds like everybody on that city council, why do you... Yeah, you sign a flippin' NDA.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Wait, you did? Oh, you have to tell us that story. That's good. I like it.
I mean, yeah, you be careful. Check your laws, because that could get you terrorist charges these days.
Yeah, no, I mean,
don't take it lightly.
It really, really could. I mean, I know I've said this so many times
my
before.
Volume again.
What'd you say?
Well, people are saying my volume again.
The comments aren't coming through very well for me. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Can I just say that like I added a local influencer because they were pointing out all these restaurants that I didn't know about. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't see Sacramento on my Instagram feed ever.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's just like constant Instagram influencers. But tons of these people are pointing out where the flock cameras are locally. They're like on the corner of East and 17th and, blah, blah, blah. Nice. There's a flock camera. Why is it there? Maybe you want to ask the owners of the business there, do they pay for this? Or,
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, mine is too low? Is mine still? All right. Oh, jeez. I don't know. All right. I'm leaning in. All right. And I know we're going to still spin the wheel. Yeah.
We have to spin the wheel. But since we're on this topic, I think we should have a song that's related to it too.
Oh, good. Yeah, definitely.
It just fits. Here it is. It's about Flock. Nathan Evans Fox.
That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic.
Well, Robin Hood used to make him a killing, taking from the top of heaven to the floor. The middleman don't need it, that Christian, as long as you get in a little more. Switch spaceman saws all work gloves and cover up vault the cash in the top of the truck. Leave the phone at home and plates half hidden. The middleman won't ask where you getting that. Copper in the hills, you ain't got a mind. Just pick up a truck in the dead of night. Birds of a feather, they'll block and cry, but the middleman don't care where you fly. Ain't a thing a rich man can't buy honest. Every dollar turns into another profit. Elisha, Jeremiah, John, the middleman was lazy.
They're here.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I went, I stopped, I at one point subscribed to Nextdoor, and then I realized it's just like cop behavior. Everybody telling on each other, I saw this person walking down the street, whatever. But then I saw a couple restaurant, recommendations, kind of like what you're saying. So I subscribed again, and now it's all just cop behavior. Somebody said something like, oh, flock cameras are being installed, and people are like, good, get all those homeless people, good. And I know those people are all around me, but I sort of don't want to be reminded of it twice a day with email alerts.
All cops are bad includes your neighbor narcs.
Yeah, definitely. Higher honorism. Nice to see you. We will see you later.
And by the way, the video did recommend Sawzall, but I watched a guy, and since I use tools all the time to cut metal, the best thing is a portable bandsaw. A portable bandsaw with a 2-inch blade gap. Go right through that thing. It's quieter, and you can go through it in 10 seconds.
All right. Good to know.
In Minecraft, you could just cut those things down in 10 seconds.
I feel like also you could just put bags over them for a little bit, but they're just going to replace them with accent, and I mean,
But every little bit helps. And the fact that they have to keep spending all this money, the fact that every time there's a bag on one, someone puts it on social media 100 times in different places, and
yeah.
and chopping these things down and seeing them on the side of the road, buckled. I mean, it's amazing.
pretty,
I love
yeah.
it.
That's glass half full.
It's a sign
That's
of
a good feeling.
resistance.
It
Yeah.
truly is. It truly is. And especially, yeah, I know, we all know. But yeah, all that stuff is awesome. Those direct action. Hey there, H2, welcome. Okay, we are spinning, even though it's like 2 for the price of 1.
It's a bonus music night.
All right, puppets. I guess we've broken my streak of 5 shot.
We drank enough for everyone last week. Let's go with cats stealing dogs' beds.
Diesel, that is your bed. That's your bed. You can tell him to move.
Why are you standing in the kitty bed? Oh, is it because the kitty is in your bed? Oh.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Oh, God.
Come on, pull your ass. Don't let her bully you. Oh, she is bells.
I'm sorry. I can't do it. You're gonna have to ask him nicely yourself if you want him to move.
奶油，你怎么回事，奶油？不是，完了。
Hands back in the closet. Oh, now, call Tori and find out where Beck's taking her.
Oh my God. What's the rule? Are you supposed to let them figure it out themselves, or are you supposed to be like, no, this is yours and this is yours? As a mommy of people, I would not allow them to figure it out themselves because it doesn't feel like a fair fight. What do you think?
I don't know. Dogs are so much more powerful. If the cat wants to bully your dog, I think you just gotta let it run with it.
I don't know. Looks like the cats are much more powerful to me. I think those poor dogs need a little help from their people, from their skin parents instead of their furry babies. Okay, you guys, like, here's the thing. I don't want to have to defend Abdul El Said or AOC, and I'm really not. Except that, like, when they are being confronted with disgusting racism, that to me is the whole game. That's the whole reason they all work together. As we all know, the Republicans get more and more disgusting, fascistic, racist, genocidal. Then Democrats have to reach across the aisle to their friends, their genocidal friends, and just do a kinder, gentler genocide or bomb dropping and shit all over the pretend left. And then that pretend left has to make amends with the Weimar Republic Democrats. So it all is just the Overton window shifting all the way rightward. That's all. That's what it is.
Yeah, it really is. The worse the Republicans are, the worse the Democrats are allowed to be because they're the only option to that worst thing on the right. And then when you get the Democratic Party openly going right and then accusing their own person of being a terrible racist or something.
Yep. Sexist, racist, terrorist sympathizer. And then because they are cowards and a lot of them don't have their own ideology, then those progressive DSA people, if they want to be in politics, apparently, because they're not Shama, they need to make amends and appeal to the big tent Democrats, which means further right, instead of bringing people into the tent, which are the left and independents. And honestly, plenty of Republicans. So, but like voters, not, you don't need to move rightward. Stick up for the policies that got you elected. Anyway, it's such a shit show and it's really upsetting. So like there's some good responses and then there's some feeble ass horrific responses. Like I was listening because I hate myself to Kristen Welker this morning, and she has Abdul Saeed on, and she's like, so it was barely a victory. You eked out a victory, and between Mallory McMorrow and Haley Stevens, you didn't get a majority of the Democratic voters. So what are you going to do to bring center, more moderate Democrats back into the fold?
Yeah, and like we said last time, but if the shoe was in the other foot, the whole narrative would be, let's have on the loser.
Yeah.
If it was a progressive, to say, how are you going to cure things so that you don't cost the Democrats the election?
Exactly. Yeah. And if the Democratic, corporate Dem had won, Haley Stevens, it would be like, well, there you go. It just shows that you can win. You only win running a moderate campaign. Like, it would always be the proof.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And she would have won by more points if I didn't have this progressive challenge, attacking her character and using sexism as a weapon.
Exactly. And do you think do you think this primary's made it more difficult for you to beat Mike Rogers and like all that bullshit? And
and if Saeed loses, you're not going to hear, hey, Haley Stevens, those attack ads really cost him the election.
Nope. No, when Hillary loses, it's because Bernie ran a particularly ugly campaign. When Obama wins, we don't even hear about all the smears from Hillary's campaign about he's a secret Muslim and what was the other thing? Like, was he the birther stuff? Like all that bullshit that she's the one who started. Nobody talks about that. It's just,
well, she's popping her head up again, but
yeah, we got that clip too, because boy, she cannot resist. But more and more, as we all see, the Abdul Saeeds and AOCs, walking back, it just is so depressing, honestly. Okay.
I mean, I still hope he wins, but he's been fairly cringe since winning the nomination.
You mean like this?
Yes.
Like he's in Michigan. He was in the uncommitted movement at the beginning. We all know that her support and no air, no light between Biden and me is the reason that she lost Michigan and handed the election off to Donald Trump. But also, more important than the politics, is that she helped fund, support, and run political cover for a genocide. Why is your tent big enough for her? The biggest fucking loser in the world. How does that help you?
Look, I do understand how it helps him in this case. That's the unfortunate part.
No, me too.
It is. You got Stevens behind him now. You got Kamala. It's like, it's sort of calling off the dogs to win the race, because I think the Democrats know, they've told everybody, every race, they've said, hey, 5 races matter in this country to change the narrative. And like, if they're seen going after their one right now,
I mean,
it's bad optics.
I know that's what it is. I get it.
And
go ahead.
Yeah. It's a gross part of politics that, like, it should be like, no Nazis ever. Like, you're a Nazi? If I need the Nazi vote, I don't want to win. Right.
And also because part of the reason that he won, it's really a disgusting way to capitalize on a genocide happening. And I actually believe that he believes it. And that is one thing that he has not pulled back on, is his support for Palestine. And his because he's asked about it every single time he's on any show, but like not, conditional aid to Israel or no aid to Israel. But like, part of the reason he won was because of his strong position against the genocide. And the genocide started under her administration. Like, I don't know.
And people have made up their mind about Kamala, in Michigan specifically on this issue because he started and was part of that movement in Michigan, So you're not really getting a lot of votes out. You're helping her more than she's helping you, to be honest.
I think that is right, and it will be very interesting to see what happens when she, puts her pantsuit in for the 2028 election. You look at what happened with Mamdani and Jeffries. It's pretty gross.
Right, and you're also, you're giving these people all power in a way because they could rug pull you, and like you could say something at one point, and they're like, Kamala's like, I got to pull that endorsement back. Stevens is like, yeah, I can't back him anymore. Like, it's too gross for me.
Yep.
And then you really lost a lot of power. I'm not saying that's the plan with the Democrats, but it's a possibility that some dirt comes out at some point that they fabricate or whatever. And, the centrist.
He's trying to, sorry, because I wasn't listening to you for a second. You're saying that he's trying to offset that potential?
No, not the opposite. I'm saying there's a risk in having these endorsements and sort of embracing them because these people can pull that endorsement from you down the road and make that a thing. Like, oh, I was okay with his misogyny because, there's so much on the line with Rogers, but then now he's crossed the line. I can't do it, which then gives all these centrists permission to follow suit.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking out loud about all the hypotheticals. I don't think that's really it, but it's possible.
If they think there's any way on any of these races, to sink him, to shoehorn in, somebody else that they would prefer in any way, like, the truth is, like, I mean, they didn't care about all the things that we were not happy about with Graham Plattner. They sank him. I don't know if Troy Parker, what's his name? Troy, I don't know his last name, but like he's got no riz, as my nephew say. He has no riz, and that matters, especially when you are coming in late. So even if everything on the page looks good, but he's sort of like boom, boom, boom. He doesn't have that energy, that excitement that gets people to the polls. And like and listen, I do not support Graham Plattner. I agree with everything he says about domestic policy and anti-Israel stuff, but like there were lots of problems and issues. I will say that like if the red line is genocide, then he's better than pretty much everybody else who would take that seat, like Susan Collins or whoever else there who supported genocide. So Democrats clearly waited until the timing reveals what their true intentions are. So,
Well, look, and we would all love a world where just on paper, your policies are they're a huge part of it. And then the other piece is how much do we trust who you are, right? So it's what are your policies? Do we believe you? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
How long?
And his, this guy's policies on paper, they're great. But at the end of the day, nobody knows him well enough to believe him, and he doesn't have the fire to turn out voters who are sort of on the fence. Like, there was a lot of excitement behind Plattner, whether the other stuff is the other stuff, but like his type of politician is why he rose to the top. He was able to get enthusiasm, and when you're trying to win in a purple state especially, you have to turn out the vote. Turning out the vote is getting the people that don't normally vote excited. And I hope that guy has it, but he doesn't have the riz, as you said. He's not exciting.
Not exciting. All right. Yeah. Splashkenberger, thank you so much for your super chat. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know about 314 action. I'm going to look into it now. I'm writing it down. But that's no bueno. I don't like it. Like, I don't understand how you do that. All of this feels like you're already conceding ground and you're not even there yet. Whatever. But thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's get to some of what's happening. So centrists are already pouring money at centrists. I can't stand that word. They're not centrists. They're radical, genocidal eugenicist, but plan to spend millions against socialists after El Sayed win. Third Way wants to drop 15 million between now and 2028 to discredit democratic socialism. So what happens? First, we get a lot of Neera Tanden's, she's weighing in, Hassan Piker, who refused to vote for Kamala Harris, is calling for Marxist-Leninist punishment against Democrats who don't back El Sayed. He said Democrats should be punished for factionalism, some discipline, yada, yada, vote blue no matter who, now that he's the candidate, all that stuff that we always hear. And she says, it's hard to imagine a bigger turnoff to swing voters than this guy. My free advice to Abdul El Sayed's campaign is to get him to shut up about your race. You can't just say he's some random streamer when you spent election eve with him and campaigned with him. So get him to stop abusing Dems. You need to vote for you. Neera Tanden should never speak again, but unfortunately, that whole Hassan Piker thing is resonating on cable news, right? Or corporate news. They just keep talking about Hassan Piker and the fact that he said that the U.S. deserved 9/11. And as a reminder, Robert Kagan said the same thing last week to Responsible Statecraft. We showed that interview. And one of the reasons that Osama bin Laden's letter to the United States has been taken off the internet. It used to be, had been published by The Guardian, and they've now withdrawn it. There's, you can find it other places. But up until what happened was TikTok, some, Gen Zs on TikTok discovered that letter after Israel's genocide really kicked in after October 7th of 2023. And they were like, oh, wait, this was because of the U.S. involvement, meddling, destruction of different countries in the Middle East. That's why. And it was so popular that they took the letter off.
Yep. And it's not saying, hey, I hope they do a 9/11 here. It's saying, look, the consequences are our foreign policy, something like this, when it's inevitably going to happen. Yep. Right? That's, and a lot of people just didn't understand that. There was no context given to why 9/11 ever happened.
No, they hate us because of our freedoms.
20 years, they didn't,
They hate us for our freedoms. We're so free.
So,
that's not an outlying, if you talk to people who actually are involved in foreign policy, they all, of course they know that. They talk about it all the time. They know exactly what they're doing and the possibility of blowback. So for Hassan Piker to say that, of course that's what's happening.
And just making this whole thing about Hassan Piker is just driving a wedge between the party's own voters, because the young people aren't eating up any of your criticism of Hassan Piker. They're like, he's a safe guy. He's just socialist and you're not, right? That's it. Right. He's not a radical fucking terrorist.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's just see some of it because it just is crazy. So first of all, this is the kind of stuff that I happen to hate, but there was all of the Street Cat Munchie says, I'm 8 drinks in and 54 years old. Don't talk to Gen X. Street Cat, I'm with you. I am Gen X. Okay, so there's been a lot of him. He's kind of buffing up and using his football kind of persona, Abdul El Sayed. I feel like he's very much trying to appeal to middle America, to prove he's a real American, all that kind of stuff, which I get. Listen, I'm not a Muslim American man who has a, quote unquote, funny name, who's running for office, who my own party is villainizing and accusing of being a sexist terrorist, right? So I understand there is a balancing act, but so we showed that gross video of President Trump saying he's full of shit, he's disgusting. So this is Sky News approaching Abdul El Sayed about that comment.
Donald Trump says that Donald Trump seems to think you're a gift for the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
Good to meet you.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems to think you're a gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of shit. What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Does that feel a little staged?
It feels very Beto O'Rourke too. Like, oh, we're gonna swear now. I'm gonna stand up on a desk. I'm gonna put my arm around this guy. I'm gonna bro him.
Yeah.
Like the whole, I don't like it. I don't like the even. I get what you're saying, but like I'm a gift to Michigan. That piece of it just rings of like, ooh, that's
our win, right? Like
our movement is a gift.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but,
okay, so here he is on, and I think handling this better, but with Jake Tapper on CNN.
Speaking of President Trump, last night he posted on social media a photograph of him and First Lady Melania Trump in formal attire. Next to a photograph of you and your wife, you appear to be in a restaurant booth or something. Your wife is a psychiatrist. She's wearing a hijab. The caption was "Two very different Americas." What was your response when you saw that?
Yeah, he's right. One in which your overlords are two people who don't like each other but joint in the interest of making billions of dollars off of you, or two people who genuinely love each other, enjoyed some pancakes together, want to come together to build the kind of America where they can raise a family and know that that family is going to have the good things. So yes, you got two different visions of America. Donald Trump's vision is the one you're living in right now. Can you afford your gas? Can you afford your groceries? Do you believe when you look your kids in the eye that they're going to have a better future than you did? And Sarah and I are running because when we look our daughters in the eye, Emily and Sirine, we want them to believe that they're every bit as able to have a better future than the one that they could have had under the Trump administration, that they can live together with their sisters and their brothers in America in a way where they lock arms to build the good things that they deserve together, where they know they'll have the health care that they need and good jobs, and that they don't have to go 15 minutes and know that there are kids who live 15 minutes away whose lives are very, very different than theirs because we've been for far too long okay with a level of inequality in this country. I want them to live in an America where they can breathe clean air and drink clean water. And actually, Sarah and I like each other. I don't know about the First Lady and the President, but from what I've heard, it's a bit of a rocky road.
Breaking this morning is the news.
Yeah, look.
What?
I don't like him speculating about their relationship. I don't that piece of it.
Right. It's like,
I don't. You don't
go
need
back
it.
to your message of economics, right?
Yeah, and the hit comes from Donald, and you're bringing in his wife.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I don't like that piece, but everything else he said was great.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And listen, I mean, it's not really up to me to say to other people who are suffering, but like, I feel like his main thing is just going to be fighting for Medicare for all. And that's it. And by the way, like, Melania Trump is disgusting. She's disgusting. Not because she was one of Epstein's girls or whatever, but because, I don't really care. Do you? Like, she's a repulsive, horrific fascist of a man. And she, when she does take the stage, supports him in that way. So,
right.
But don't
even just from a political punditry hat, if I put on my punditry hat, like the people sympathetic for Melania may be anti-Trump, right? So she could be seen as a victim in all this. And here you are bringing her in. Yeah. It's just not good strategically either.
100%. Okay. We don't need to watch this because it will just make everybody's blood blister. But then on Kristen Welker, of course, when he talks about Medicare for all, how are you going to pay for it? Are you saying that people's taxes are going to increase? And, he has a good answer. Like, yeah, they probably will increase a little bit, but that will be offset by not having to pay premiums, not having to worry if you lose your job. It will be free medical, medical care. Thank you. Oh my God, it's already happening. It's only 5:39. Free medical care at the point of service. So yeah, you will see something more in your W-2, go into the government, but you will have so many fewer bills, less hassle, less money actually going out of your pocket. I feel like there has to be just a more simple way to say it, because even though he's right and that is what he said, there just has to be a way to make these, I cannot get out of my head her yucking it up with Stephen Miller.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's the right tact,
Yeah.
It's just, hey, would you pay $100 more to not pay $1,000 health care bill every month?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think there needs to be like that simplicity, or even just like, yeah, if you're making $100,000 or less, your taxes would go up $6,000, but your deductibles would go down 12. So you're gaining, it's more money in your pocket, and the ease, and for, I think there should maybe just be, actually, I think at one point Bernie put out something like that, but just like a chart, 100,000 or less, 200 or less, and just like, this is what you would pay, this is what you would, like just something easy for people to visualize, so that the thing about like, oh, raise taxes, like, but also, why don't you ever ask that about the military? Look at our Pentagon budget. Trump's asking for $1.5 trillion for a military that lost to Ansar Allah.
Yeah.
Like, not even, yes, we've lost to Iran also, but like, we couldn't even handle Ansar Allah with all of our spending. Look, what do you think that China and Russia are going to think now about us? What about all of our proxy countries that now not only don't have the real protection of our military, but also are realizing they never really had that protection, because it was always only going to go to Israel.
Right.
And now, not only do they not have that, they don't have the only superpower in the world defending them, because we're not the only superpower, and we were humiliated by Iran.
Yeah, completely. And we're, throwing some tariffs on top of them. So it's economically, we're trying to punish them as well. So it's like, what's the draw to be bullied by the U.S. is disappearing. There's our soft power is gone.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the one of the two. There's two more clips that just kind of kill me. But okay, he's talking about the difference between conditioning aid to Israel, but supporting Ukraine.
You're saying you would not support sending aid to Israel, which was attacked by Hamas, but you have also said that you would support sending military aid to Ukraine, which was, of course, attacked and invaded by Russia. Where do you draw the line there?
Well, in Ukraine, you're talking about attacks from a leader of a neighboring sovereign country who clearly violated international law in attempting to breach the sovereignty of the Ukrainian public. That is conditional on that circumstance. We have been offering unconditional foreign military aid to Israel, independent of the circumstances, for years and years and years. And might I say, it's not just Israel, it's also Egypt, it's also Jordan, it's also Saudi Arabia. That's the difference. It's about the conditions. So when we're talking about taking on Putin and his violation of international law, I do believe we have a responsibility to uphold international law and therefore to support Ukraine and its efforts.
Pretty fucking weak. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we disagree on supporting Ukraine.
Yeah. And first of all, in this case, Ukraine is not the same as Palestine. So making it seem like, first of all, Ukraine's not the same as Palestine, but even if you wanted to make that case, she doesn't. He should at least correct her, because Israel was attacked by Hamas, but Israel is the aggressor, the occupying force, the dominating force, right? Like the genocidal force. So
and by his own logic, if it's all about, defending countries against other countries breaking international law, well, where's your arms bill for Palestine? We should.
Yeah. Why aren't we funding Palestine?
Right.
And nobody ever says that. It's so weird. But also it just feels like a basic lack of understanding of NATO expansion and the history of the way the U.S. has treated Russia. So, and the EU.
I'm sure later this week when AOC has her big reveal of international policy part 2. They're doing this week is the rollout of AOC again with a long format interview on I don't know which network, but yeah, they're pushing her again. So that's coming, and she's going to explain the leftist position on all this stuff for everybody.
Oh my God. I mean, she should go talk to Daria Lisa Chevalier, because she's the only one so far that I've heard had a good response about that. All right, and then here is the other answer, which is about whether or not he and Bernie and DSA are all on the same page.
You have said, and I want to talk about your political identity now, you have said you're not a democratic socialist. You were backed by Senator Bernie Sanders, who of course proudly says he is a democratic socialist. You've even attended events hosted by the Democratic Socialists of America. Where do you differ from Senator Sanders? Is there one policy issue where you can point out a difference?
Capitalism. You know, I'm a scientist, and I believe in good, thoughtful, evidence-based solutions to problems. You know, when it comes to the question of capitalism, allocating capital based on supply and demand at the level at which it's supposed to work, where you have free entry and exit into markets, you know, I support that idea. I understand right now, though, that we don't live under capitalism. We live under corporatism. You have huge corporations that have used their power, in effect, to try and buy politicians so that those politicians will turn around and help them use government to protect their position in markets. That is anti-capitalist.
Okay, Liz Warren.
Right? First of all, capitalism is class war. And capitalism is about exploitation of workers. So, like, I'm a capitalist to my core. I am just a player in the game. I think that's a shitty answer. And I also think it's shitty because DSA was out there, working for him. Right?
Yeah. And these guys with that answer there, I don't know why they don't get a better answer that isn't just sort of like, yeah, I believe in it's more of a hybrid system like some other countries, right. Denmark or, like, get a little more educated in how to answer that question. Have a plan and not just like, oh, I'm a capitalist. Don't worry about it. I'm a capitalist.
I totally agree. I mean, there's so many, and now I'm going back and reading. Sorry, that's why I'm stilted, because I love everything you guys are saying about this, and also everything that you were saying about Ukraine and Russia and all of it. And also, even if you support Ukraine and Ukrainian people, which I support, international solidarity, right? Working class, I support them. Watching these men be kidnapped off the street, their girlfriends, their moms, their neighbors are trying to put their bodies in between them. They're being dragged off with no training just to be cannon fodder. That's it. They are losing. They've lost, just the way we've lost to Iran. And our people are being lied to. If he wants to have one of the highest levels of power in government, he should know what's happening. This never should have happened. It's disgraceful that it was allowed to. The American public is being lied to. And you can't say, I'm just a guy who follows the science and I believe that capitalism can be good, and not look at the very function of what capitalism is, but also
to its core, it's broken. Look, it's at its root, it was never going to work. It always ends up where it is. But even if you're like, okay, let's restore some sort of version of capitalism that works better for people, the system won't allow that. It's so corrupt and run amok that you can't just put little guardrails on it now. The system won't allow a guardrail to be put on it now.
Yep.
So it's just a utter misunderstanding of what needs to be done. Now, you could argue he's being safe, he's being political, he's like, I'm not the scary leftist, I'm a capitalist and all that crap, but that's not what got you to this position, dude.
It isn't. And also, I remember when people were saying that, like, for Obama, that he couldn't be angry because he was black and he was the first black president. I remember people saying, well, Hillary had to vote to give authorization to Bush to go and invade Iraq.
Couldn't be perceived as weak.
Yeah, if
course.
if those are the impediments that you can't hurdle over, or the hurdles that you can't fling yourself over with force, then you probably shouldn't be there, because going into Iraq was disastrous and resulted in millions of deaths, right? So like, if you, because you are a Muslim American man who's accused of terrorism and sexism by your own party, cannot still stand up to them and say, look what capitalism is doing. The planet is on fire. We are doing a genocide. We have people in our own country who don't have a roof over their head, don't have health care, 3 jobs, and are crushed by debt. That's capitalism. No, look around you. And also, like, it's not popular. Oh, all right. Nobody's hearing me while I'm ranting and raving. Anyway, I don't know. It just makes me mad. Like, I do understand why he has to do some of this, like, appeal to people and, like, suppress a little bit of the horrible slurs that are being lobbed against him. But also then maybe it's not the right time for you, dude. Like, seriously, because we don't have time for you to do this obfuscation and pretend that capitalism is good.
Yeah. And look, all the people that enthusiastically want to go out and knock on doors for you and all that, they're not capitalists, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they're not. The people that are going to push your movement in the streets are very much against this system. So when they hear you say stuff like that, we have many examples of these leftists failing us once they become elected. We don't have many examples of them sticking to their leftist principles. So this screams red flag number 17 with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
I mean, yeah, you're not even there and you're already capitulating and going against the exact thing that got you there. Like, it just, fuck, man, it makes me so mad.
And look, I hope he wins, but the thing is, we already know he's not going to Mamdani his way in. He's gonna work with the establishment the whole way fucking through it. And like you said, yes, maybe. And this is where I've always been on this. I think that the left is prepared to begrudgingly, I mean, when I say left, the Democrats and whatnot, begrudgingly give us some modest improvement to healthcare that they're going to call Medicare for all or something. But it won't be the same thing we wanted. It won't be free healthcare for everybody. It'll be some shit version. But I think that's the concession. He's going to be fighting for that concession. It's better than nothing. But he's not going to come in and put in these radical policies in Michigan. He's not going to be that guy. I know it already. I mean, he's not mayor, so it's different in the sense anyway.
It's different, but okay. It's also like, you can already see he's not going to be, obviously, I mean, we all knew this anyway, but he's not like Shama. She was not the executive of a city. She was one member
city councilman
of city council, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the way this theory of change, where you are trying to appeal to some moral conscience in the people who have gotten us to this place, it won't work. It doesn't work. Pendeo, thank you. Trump admits defeat. We must blame the loss on Israel. I don't know if you're saying that that's a new headline. That would be hilarious. Thank you for your super chat. I need to go look up that article. Okay, let's just really quickly, and then we can spin, but we'll finish out just the Abdul part of this before we move on. Ugh, whatever. Bernie just saying all the, attacks by Trump that Abdul has to deal with, yada, yada. There is more, is there any more of, no, there's nothing more on Abdul El-Sayed that we have. It's just very depressing. Also depressing, I will say, and then we can spin, is with 91% of the vote in, is that 91%? I mean, look at how close Shama was to being second in this race.
Yeah, and it takes me to Ryan Grimm, and he's still out being Ryan Grimm lately. But it's like, his argument was, no one's convinced me she's not going to get more than 2% of the vote or whatever. I don't know if he put a number on it, but like, look, she was really close. If we had gotten, if the left, if independent media had pushed her harder, she's in the race.
Absolutely. if Melissa Chowdhury, who got less, the Democrat, if she dropped out and endorsed, you know, like all of those different things, if you care about beating the war criminal who's currently holding that seat, then you don't care that she hasn't invested in a new poll that shows breaking points why they should interview her, or Hassan Piker. Why wasn't she on Hassan Piker's show?
Yeah,
Kingmaker.
That's the one thing about some of these DSA folks, and DSA is a broad group of people, but there's a lot of DSAs that are like, it's DSA or bust. Like, we're the only path somehow. Like, and they tend to be sort of the Democrat, you know.
That's exactly. They're gatekeeping
they're gonna
now.
They're gonna vote blue no matter who.
Yep.
But DSA, or, you know, like, to be in DSA and believe allegedly what their platform stands for and not push Shama Sawant in this race tells me a lot about DSA. And if DSA people care about that, they need to change that policy.
Yep. Because the Green Party endorsed her.
Right.
And she's not part of the Green Party. Like, you don't have to be so factional. You can actually get behind the ideology you say you actually care about. And then there was a lot of, and it was just like the Dems. It was just like Neera Tanden. A lot of people online, well, don't shit all over the people if you want their endorsement. So you can never disagree and say that strategy isn't right. Just what a disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. All right. I need something joyful.
Yeah, but you know what?
Sorry.
No, sorry.
Okay. Look, I want to hear. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm closing this window. It takes a second.
Well, that's okay. Look, the next time she runs, she's going to win. Right? So that's,
yeah, or they'll be even more ready for her, and they'll just like,
yeah,
really
but she'll win next time. I think that's the track she's on.
Yeah,
I think she had a feeling going into this that this is, you know, she's a fighter like hell, but I think she understands. She's a realist. You know, I think she knows people who actually get shit done are realists. You know, they're not like little pie in the sky dreamers. She didn't get lucky getting any of the shit she got for Seattle. She understood the actual dynamics in play. Yeah. Of her race and of her city and of the people and where they're at. So she'll be back. All right.
Hope we make it to that point. Okay. LOL.
Indian sideburns.
All right.
I love watching your TikTok, which is next level. Clearly that's expressed by my 13-year-old son.
No! God, please, no!
Don't talk to me like that. No, I'm kidding. My mom. Why is that? Because white guys like Indian women? Yeah, that's actually true. One time, I was getting bullied at school by this girl. Her name was and she was giving everyone makeovers. She was like, oh, Bridget should wear more tank tops because she has nice shoulders. And she was like, Katie should get blonde highlights because it would look good on her. And Maddie should get rid of her sideburns. And I went, I have sideburns? And she said, don't worry about it. You just have them because you're Indian. I know. And I went home and I told my dad, and I was like, Dad, do I have sideburns? And he said, I love them. They make you look androgynous. And then I realized my dad is the kind of white guy who loves Indian women. Not going to be helpful. Is everyone looking to see if I have sideburns now? Do I? You're racist. I can have them if I want. What's what? What's sideburn? So you... This is the first thing you English not your first language? Language not your first language, right. And that was the first thing you haven't understood, and you asked for sort of closed captioning. I will tell you, sideburns are a men's facial hair. You don't have. Okay, thank you. What's your name? Teresa, where are you from? Portugal. And you look significantly more Indian than I do. Yeah. Awesome. Well, did you come with anyone to the show? All of us. Right. And you guys are all from Portugal? Yeah. And did you guys know what sideburns were? No. Okay. But you've understood everything else I've said. Interesting. They don't have sideburns in Portugal? I'm not well traveled, you know? What are you from Portugal? Yeah, you have a beard. So what do you call the hair that's right here? Okay. We're kind of getting to the bottom of this.
She's cute, right?
She is cute.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. And sideburns, who cares? I've never thought of sideburns as like a male thing, like at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, but I just, I think I like when people are sort of very open and honest about their ethnic background and their families. And I like that her dad liked sideburns and all that kind of stuff. So I liked her. Yeah. But I kind of do agree. The audience work to me often feels a little lazy. Like, create your own set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the last few years, I mean, it's an internet influencer kind of thing. It's
yeah.
A little 2-minute soundbite goes viral because you have this interaction.
Right.
It gets more traction than any joke you wrote, you know.
Yep.
So.
Okay. So here's the next part. We have, I don't know, do we do the AOC or the DSA co-chair first? Not really sure.
AOC.
AOC. Okay. All right.
Shredder.
So this was a pretty good answer because now Republicans have decided they're going with communism. They used to do socialism. Now they're going to try to smear everybody with communism and how evil it is. And again, like even Peter Thiel said, you know, or was it might have been Curtis Yarvin, but you know, in the beginning, in the early 2000s, like, of course, young people don't like capitalism. We have completely, you know, sidelined them. They have no buy-in to this system. Why would anybody want capitalism who isn't profiting from it? So right now,
when you look around and you have no way under capitalism to get these things like a house,
yeah, exactly,
healthcare,
yeah,
all these things, a job. So, you know, yeah, of course, whatever the other system is probably going to be more favorable than it was if capitalism was working wonderfully for you.
100%. So, but, you know, this is that one woman, what's her name? Kimber, I don't even care, but from the Free Press, asking her about communism. And I think AOC has a really good response. And the only reason I'm doing that is because then we're going to shit all over her. But here's AOC with her one good.
You can do what they want. I'm not here to be the belief police around here.
But isn't there concern that, you know, this slippery slope towards socialism inevitably ends up as full-blown communism? I mean, no?
I'm not concerned about America turning into a communist country in like a year. That is like, I think that is, oh, sorry. I think that's, I think it's very silly. You just think about how impossible it has been to raise the minimum wage in America in 10, 15, 20 years. We can't even raise the minimum wage. Do Republicans really think that this stuff is going to happen? No, they don't. They're trying to scare people because they don't want us talking about the fact that we all have a right to health care in this country. So they want to call it communist, and they want to call everything they don't like communist, because if people actually wake up to the fact that their elected officials are screwing them over when they get here, then they're going to realize that they deserve better, and that healthcare as a right isn't crazy. It isn't pie in the sky. They want to call this stuff communist because they don't want us to realize that the rest of the developed world has guaranteed healthcare in this country. So they want to call it communist because they don't want you to know that Germany, Italy, the UK, Canada, everybody else has it better than us, and we spend the most amount of money for the worst care in the modern developed world.
But Democrats repeatedly say the moment they regain power, they will pack this.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep y'all safe here.
I appreciate that.
All right, whatever. So, you know.
No, that's a good answer. That's what I've been saying this whole time is like, why aren't leftists making the argument that, like, look, even if his beliefs are crazy radical leftists, he's one of 300 people.
Right.
Like, make that argument of like, hey, you just need a voice that wants the people to have more shit. It's not the end of the world. And I love the connecting it to minimum wage. Like, look,
yeah, and
that's
every other
perfect.
country in
That
the world,
was-
like all the countries that you all love to go visit.
That was well done.
Yeah, great.
Let's shit.
Okay, yeah. Now we're gonna. Okay, so now she's being asked on ABC this week because this is the book. It's Communism and Hassan Piker. It's kind of all they've got right now. The establishment, whether whatever in the duopoly. And cable news moderators. So John Carl asking her about Hassan Piker and if it's really a smart strategy to, rally with him and have his support and endorsement, because apparently they prefer Kamala Harris and fucking Pete Buttigieg. I mean, give me a break.
Another person who's been made an issue is Hassan Piker, who obviously endorsed Abdul al-Sayed in Michigan. You've been on his live stream, at least a few times. He's somebody who said, that America deserved 9/11. Now he backed off from that.
Yes, he's apologized.
But he said a lot of controversial things. Is he somebody that should have a role in the progressive movement going forward?
I think when we look at our elections that have happened, we have lost young people. Much hay was made about the fact that we lost young men in the last election. And many of the same consultants that are wringing their hands today were the same ones talking about how we need to go on Joe Rogan and we need to be not so, willing to engage in cancel culture. And I think that the flip-flopping on this is a tactical debate that they may be having. I think the fact of the matter is that Democrats can go on Joe Rogan, Democrats can go on Fox News, Democrats have a responsibility to build a winning coalition, and young people are engaging in mediums and conversations that we have a responsibility to attend to and be responsive to. And even right now, when we look at this insurgent wave of what is happening, oftentimes when people are doing that Monday morning quarterbacking and what demographics voted where, the big one that's being ignored is the generational tidal wave. Tsunami.
You see it in the polling. It is significant.
Millennials are not, punk kids anymore.
Yeah.
We're grown adults with mortgages and kids, and that generation is starting to be decisive at the polls, and there is anger at being ignored, sidelined, having our economic futures mortgaged by the generations that came before us on everything from the economy to climate, and we're taking the reins.
So,
I mean,
look, I don't think that was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen her do worse.
yes, 100%. Yeah.
But I also don't like, she doesn't need to make the target the older audience who's watching the show.
Right.
Like, because she put the onus on like the past generation screwing over her generation.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's not real.
Right.
But there's a way to do it without putting those people on the defensive, which is the entire audience watching her on this network.
Yeah. I feel like we know what the questions are going to be.
Right.
Like they telegraph it. That's all they talk about. So why aren't there just why isn't, for all the money that goes to these consultants, these are the bullet points. This is how you answer it when they say whatever the question is.
Yeah.
Do you, the intifada, do you condemn globalized intifada? No, they're globalizing the Holocaust, the genocide. We all need to stand up and revolt. Of course I don't condemn Hamas. Do you condemn Hassan Piker for because let me tell you something, this was a great appearance that only went down when she tried to start explaining herself on a different network or a different show. So this is DSA co-chair Megan Romer, who had I thought a great interview with Brianna Joy Gray last week, where Brianna pushed her on quite a few things. And, it's crazy to say, like, I have to, be complimentary that she didn't, like, hang up and take off the way, what's his name did from The Dig, David Denver, who's just, like, so mad about talking strategy that he, like, basically hung up and walked away. So she was game for all the conversations. She seems really sort of charming and lovely. But that aside, the California DSA is different from the national DSA. In the Bad Faith podcast, Brianna Joger kept asking, like, well, but DSA endorsed Tom Steyer, a billionaire, right? Like, and she's like, well, I wouldn't have done that. The one hardcore rule is you have to be a socialist, but also that wasn't an endorsement. It was a recommendation because people want voter guides. So that was not, but also it was the California chapter, not the national chapter, yada, 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 whatever. This, though, was beautiful on Fox. And I think that because Megan Romer goes on Fox knowing that they're the enemy, she was able to just respond the way she wanted to. When she's on with somebody like, and we'll show it, David Remnick of The New Yorker, where it's like, well, these are libs, these are sort of more my people, and she starts trying to explain, that's where she got into some trouble. But on Fox.
Okay, so we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay, replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, right? Sorta.
Yeah, I mean, I think
explained more.
I think a little explaining when it comes to the things that her audience, the Fox audience, prisons and borders, like you need to explain that in a way to not let them just paint you as like, oh, you're just a hippy dippy, you're just unrealistic, you're naive, give some sort of response to that. But also, like, I do like sometimes when you're just bluntly own it. But like, I think a mix of it, like.
Yeah, I agree. And, partly, and again, she really does seem lovely. These people need bullet points. And they also need to know, they need to look at Shama and learn from her. And instead what they do is they take the Democratic, like, establishment point of view, which is like, she doesn't have any friends. Nobody likes Bernie. Nobody likes Shama, whatever. No, you need to know, what's your ideology? What are you fighting for? This is what we are fighting for because this is the alternative and it's a disaster or whatever. Like, but that should be meted out before you find yourself on national TV.
Agree. And I mean, and that's a fundamental problem with trying to sort of take over the Democratic Party is you're always going to be in this position of, once you get past the primary, wanting that party support.
Yeah. Yep.
And when you get into office, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to want those people to vote for your shit. So you're going to, these relationships you forge, then it comes back to basic politics. I'll vote for your bill. You vote for mine. I won't be critical of your thing. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not a worthwhile project to do. I hope DSA people all win their races in general within the Democratic Party, but we got to be on the outside raising hell and
because if they only think that they have
it.
to appeal to and compromise with the Democratic establishment, who are thinking they have to appeal to and compromise with the Republicans, and they all are just appealing to and compromising with the tech bro billionaire genocidal maniacs, then you're fucked. Then it doesn't matter if you don't take super PAC, or money. If it doesn't matter, you don't have big donors. It doesn't matter that you don't believe that Israel. Well, it doesn't matter because you're supporting them. Okay, so this is her talking, and this is interesting because the New York chapter of DSA. Wait, no, it might have been the national chapter. Shit. Well, she's going to say it. But the fact that AOC voted for money for, defensive Iron Dome was enough to get her rebuked by, I think it might have been the national DSA party, which, listen, what's the point if there aren't any what makes a person a Democrat? If you ask most Democrats, most normie Dems, they can't even answer it without talking about Trump or Republicans. There's no ideology that they embrace and fight for. It's that more access to healthcare, higher wages. It's all relative to the ghouls in power.
Yeah.
DSA has a few more purity tests. You have to call yourself a socialist, apparently. And then if you are going to engage and rely on the people who are enthusiastic enough about your candidacy that they go out there and they're knocking doors and manning the telephone and canvassing and all that, there should be standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I wonder if they knew that Abdul El-Sayed calls himself a capitalist. Anyway, here she is with David Remnick.
Support of Israel in any form, essentially a red card in DSA. As I understand it, in 2024, DSA's National Political Committee withdrew its endorsement of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over her support for a House resolution stating that denying Israel's right to exist is a form of anti-Semitism, and her local chapter stuck with her. And this was an argument that continued on. Where are you on it?
Yeah, so that was a very complicated and very inter-DSA bureaucratic question, but convention decided that, this is a solid red line. No defense or economic support for Israel.
Does Israel have the right to defend itself, according to DSA? What is the position that DSA is headed toward here? Is it for a two-state solution? Is it a binational, one-state solution? What in fact is the position of DSA?
Yeah, so our position is a free Palestine with the capital in Jerusalem. And so I think that could be safely read as a one-state solution.
So the Camp David accords that were being negotiated at the beginning of the century under the Clinton administration, had the Palestinians accepted it, that would have satisfied you?
Good question. I need to look at what the actual specifics there were. I don't know them off the top of my head. But so when you say, does Israel have the right to defend itself? Peoples have the right to live in safety. Absolutely. But if that safety means doing genocide to somebody else, then no, that's not defensible.
Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier recently won a primary election in New York City, and is almost sure to win the general election. She attended an October 8th pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas rally, which many people saw as a justification of the October 7th attack. And some of her tweets have been extremely ugly on this score and on others. Do you fully support her in all these activities and what she's had to say?
I think Daria Lisa can speak for herself, certainly, and I think she's apologized for some pieces of that and has been
not for attending that rally.
Unapologetic about other pieces of that. And
do you support her yourself in that?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Yeah. Because
in other words, you would have gone to that rally had you been able.
That's a good question. I probably would have. Yeah. I don't live in New York City, so I wouldn't have.
One day after the slaughter of 1,200 people and taking of over 200 hostages, you would have come and rallied behind Hamas.
I think that October 7th was largely inevitable. If you put people in an open air concentration camp and you deprive them of rights, of dignity, of food, of the ability to live in safety, you have to expect that they are going to not take that for that long. And that is not defending any harm of civilians or of non-combatants.
Well, sure.
That is. Do you think it is?
You're saying you're supporting it.
I'm saying that I think it was inevitable. I think that you cannot put people in a cage and expect them not to revolt. And I think that that supporting the civilians, the non-combatants, the children who are being killed. That's really the primary thing.
So you live in upstate New York. You describe.
I mean, not great, but I mean, I do appreciate how she ended it and didn't back down on October 7th. I mean, it takes a lot of cojones to say to anyone, yes, I would have attended a rally the day after October 7th because this war is bigger than what happened on October 7th. We can't pretend it started there.
I totally agree. And they all need to be super forceful and clear. And she has a lovely personality, and I feel a little bit like she was too willing to be kind to him. Like, if you were sitting across from a German Nazi and they were like, but the Jews are, the termites who are gonna, whatever, like, do you think that the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was okay? They killed civilians. They killed civilians. Was that okay?
And
Nat
look,
Turner, was that like? I think that's the thing. And
those should probably be part of the regular lexicon of how you get out of these questions.
I think so too. I think they have to be.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you get a little too squishy and trying to be nice. But I totally agree with you. The fact that she was like, yeah, I would have been there on 10/8. Absolutely.
Right.
But by the way, the people who were at that rally, or the people like us, so many of us said, this is going to be a genocide. Somebody better get in there and stop it. And no, we do not condemn Hamas. We were right. So how is he still sitting there answering that or asking those questions in that way?
Yeah.
With such moral rectitude.
All these people like him, I don't know his exact position, so I can't put that on him.
Fucking
but
Nazis,
his type, we're all arguing that Israel would never have bombed a hospital.
Right.
And now, look at all of them.
Yeah.
Everything that they said they were defending for the first year of the war, they've just stopped defending that. They've just landed on, well, do they have a right to defend themselves or not? Like, 'cause that's what happens here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they know that they were wrong on all their reporting for a long time in the beginning because Israel intended all of that.
Of course. Yeah. All right. Should we spin before we move on to Francesca Wong and AOC's Instagram?
Yes. Oh, we're going to show AOC's Instagram. God damn it.
Just because it's...
I know
right.
Let's do it. Spin the wheel, though.
All right. First, we're going to... I'm going to... Whether it lands on it or not, I will be having more wine. All right. That's great. I'm still having more wine.
Okay, let's show this one. These are Malinois, the crazy jumping dogs.
Okay.
Rope.
What are you doing?
Bro, look, when I tell you this bitch is crazy.
No, Bezo! Babe! Oh my God.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you stay good and warm.
Trying to... Oh my God. Trying to... Can you get off of that? Okay, I'm going to stand away from this.
Speak. Okay, shh. That's quite this. Speak.
Well, how the hell are you going to get back over now? No, do not jump.
Oh, you.
Oh.
Parkour!
Huh? Wat dan? Femke, wat heb je gedaan?
Let's see it. Oh, thank you. Wow, nice catch.
Oh, no. Echo, what are you doing? Echo, easy. Echo, 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 Echo.
Oh my God, they're crazy.
They
That's
are
so
beasts.
funny.
Yeah, some of those can jump like 20 feet high. You see them climb scale walls and like.
Oh, you really have to have good training if you're going to get one of those.
Man.
But Raphael, I would love to see what happens. But oh my God, that is a handful.
Yeah. We had a German Shepherd growing up that would jump our back fence that was 6 feet high.
Wait, say it again.
I had a German Shepherd growing up that would jump our 6-foot fence.
What?
Yeah. But it was more of an art. Like he would jump up, get his hands up, and then kick the legs up. But, you know, those Malinois can sometimes jump straight over a fence that high.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah. Parkour hounds, extreme sumis. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. And it is so like, I mean, I definitely think it's important no matter what to train your dog, no matter what, but especially when they are that big, they have got to be well trained. Director of demonetization, that is also crazy. When we, well, so you met Sandy, who we ended up having to say goodbye to. She got cancer, but when we first brought her home, she was such a smart dog. She was a Jindo, I think. We rescued her, but like she was from Taiwan. But we did the baby gate because our kids were young enough that we still had them, and she was able to like nose up that handle and push it out. So then we put one baby gate and then another one like in the door frame above it, and she was able to do it the same. And then you're like, oh my God, like I am. That's a little crazy. Okay, so let's just quickly. Bendejo always wondered why Dems bother with
sex
and LGBT. Now I see identity politics as Dems' shield to advance the pedophile world order. Obama, Clinton's, Epstein. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right, which is why then you get like the whole woke thing, like, oh, woke. First of all, woke did not originate with Dems. There was like an actual concept of it in the Black community of like, stay awake and see what's happening and how we are being, you know, how the system is working against us and the underlying racism of everything.
Understanding what's going on is what woke started as.
And then Dems used identity politics as a shield, as like, well, I mean, like the meme, at least it's a woman dropping bombs this time, or a woman who's the head of the CIA. And because there was nothing underneath it, you were elevating one person and asking everybody else to be so happy that they had like a person in a high place. There was a real reaction against it. And then Dems, who had that one sliver of a difference from their Republican friends across the aisle, which was like, we at least don't outwardly say we hate women and Black people and Indigenous people and Mexicans and like, but then after Trump won, they're like, I guess we can't do that anymore. But that's like, can't be woke anymore. Anyway, thank you for your super chat. And yeah, they're hiding behind everything for sure.
Yeah. Now it means, you know, elect a woman to do the awful crimes, elect a Black woman to do the awful crimes.
Exactly. You know? Or to veto. They've had now 3 different Black people as UN or representatives of the US to the UN to veto recognizing Palestine, or, you know, like they've just been disgusting. So here, okay. Let's just go back to Francesca Hong, who is a socialist. She is a single mom chef running to be governor of Wisconsin. It feels very much like right now. I mean, I think it's not Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, but the following one that her election or primary is. And a lot of her old tweets, one was abolish the Senate. And then a couple others I don't know, but also abolish Thanksgiving. That's really rankled a lot of people. So here she is being asked about the really pertinent questions by Caitlin Collins on CNN.
You know, you talked about your past positions that he keeps highlighting and, you know, obviously likely would continue to do so before November should you win. One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. The post has been deleted. Republicans have been highlighting it. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef, and one of the first meals that I made that was for the community when I was 16 was a Thanksgiving meal. You know, I always think my hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think there I wanted to make sure that people understood that there are multiple views, but you know, views can evolve. And the position that I'm running for right now, and I think my background as a chef, will actually help me become a better governor that's able to bring more people to the table.
Francesca Hong, thank you for joining us. We hope to have you back on, depending on how things go next week in your primary.
Thank you so much for having me, Caitlin.
Who the fuck cares?
I got her.
Who cares? Yeah, cancel it. Or how about saying this? I love the food. I love bringing people around the table, but I don't love celebrating our own genocide, which is how this country was formed. We can still bring people around, pay homage and respect, and do our best every day of our lives to try to bring everybody up, especially the people we tried to demolish, or you know, the pilgrims or whoever tried to demolish. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah. You just say, hey, keep Thanksgiving, but let's teach people more about what really happened.
I mean,
answer done. Moving on.
It's so not a big deal, but you know, okay. Her opponent, who's an asshat, David Crowley, she accused him of being part of the establishment, just the way when Emily's List and Planned Parenthood were accused by Bernie after they endorsed Hillary as being establishment. They took offense. That made him so sexist. This is how David Crowley is responding to Francesca Wong calling him.
He has sucked. He sucks so
I'm trying
hard.
to figure out who the establishment is, right? I think that when we talk about the establishment, I don't know who that is. I'm a kid that grew up in 53206 zip code. My parents was drug addicts and suffered from mental health. I worked extremely hard to be where I am today. And so when people try to call me the establishment, I look at that as a slur, particularly as an African-American candidate. And so I have never ran for office to protect the establishment. I've always been here to protect the people. That's my foundation. That's what I'm going to continue to do as a county executive and what I'm going to do as the governor of Wisconsin.
Where's your money coming from?
Yeah,
Where's your
exactly.
money
I'm
coming
looking up right now, but all right, I'm not going to do it right now. But like, what a lame thing. Just talk about who, like, your politics, your ideology. He obviously can't, so that's what he has to do. That's a slur. It's just ridiculous. But okay.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, look, I could appreciate it. Like, establishment should be a slur, right?
Sure,
but it's accurate.
Yeah.
It's just that it's accurate in his case.
Exactly.
So it's not really a slur when you own all the
and
parties.
It certainly isn't a substitute. It's not like when Republicans say DEI and what they really mean is we can't let more black people in or more women, right? Like, that is a slur when it's used by Republicans, because they very clearly are like, no, we would like everybody to be lily white. But that was not what Francesca Wong was saying.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so here is AOC talking about Francesca Wong and Woke One.
As possible to win the Senate. So I've been focused on those legislative races.
What do you make of those controversial statements? I'm sure you've seen. I mean, she's, you know, the Thanksgiving dust up. She says she doesn't, you know, still believe that, but, you know, the abolished prisons, abolished police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by.
Right. I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's interesting.
And I think that what's important is that we have to assess what
was it? I mean, did the movement go too far with some of those positions? I mean, you briefly supported the idea of defunding the police.
Well, you know, I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. We were shut down. There was some of the highest unemployment rates that we have seen because of those shutdowns. Yeah. And I think that the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a better place. And I actually think that the discussions that were had in that time were quite fruitful. I think that when we talk about crime today, it's fundamentally different than the way that we talked about crime in bringing crime down, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that we all share in the goals of having as low a crime rate as possible. I think that, you know, during lockdown, of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. And I'm grateful that these candidates have the opportunity to present who they are to their electorate and what they're campaigning on in this moment.
She's so useless to the left.
She is disgusting. Yeah, defund the police. Look around you. What is she talking about? Of course, defund the police, which was majority popular until Biden, her good friend Joe, came into office.
Well, and that's what if she was an ally of the left, she would be making that argument that, look, it's disappointing that when we had so much people supporting these programs that the Democrats rolled out during the COVID relief period, that they pulled them back because they were overwhelmingly popular with people. And we're still fighting for those programs. And I am still for defund the police. And I blame the Democratic Party for making that a bad word, because here's what defund the police means.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Oh, we were trying, during COVID, way back then, when we were doing these programs that, again, majority popular, which the Democratic Party, if it had a spine and weren't completely beholden to the same donors as our Republican friends across the aisle, would have expanded upon and used their popularity. Biden's numbers took a dive when he ended the child tax credit.
Yep.
And rolled back all of the protections. So why would you say that was ridiculous? That was like crazy. Oh my God. I was like, no, why? Then what are you doing? All of those things are the things that the left wants. So what are you saying?
I mean, she might as well say, yeah, I want to use the R word too. Us Democrats, we're using the R word now. Because woke one,
that'll be next.
Now we can do it. We can say what we want.
Woke two, baby. Woke two. Okay, so given all of that, I will say that what we're about to show, and there was like a 10-minute video, so this is a small clip, would not bother me so much if every other part of her were fighting for what we want, not doing this bullshit where she's like pulling back, throwing allies under the bus, and supporting genocide and Joe Biden. She sickens me truly. So now this feels like, oh, I'm leaning in to my being a woman so that you can not really pay attention to what I say about the people I'm supposed to be allied with, and also my foreign policy.
And also, the thing about taking this shot right before she does the interview already feels like an excuse for a bad interview.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I don't know, but let's
wait. I'm not sure what you're saying, but I don't know if people know.
Or are we not? I'm not sure which clip we're showing. So
okay,
maybe it's the wrong clip.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Everyone, it's been a minute, and there's anyways, and I think so. Yeah.
Maybe I should start an ASMR egg freezing channel. I think they banned those on YouTube. So this is a powder. So I'm basically dissolving this powder. This.
She's doing this for in vitro to save her eggs. That's what it's all about.
All right. Don't be weird about this, even though I know all of you will be. Okay. That wasn't.
Meanwhile, Israel destroyed all the fertility clinics in Gaza and burned down all of the places where eggs were being saved and harvested. We know that they forced nurses and doctors out of prenatal or neonatal intensive care units. And when Palestinians were finally allowed back, those babies were found dead, rotting, and infested with worms. And at that same time, she said that Kamala Harris was fighting tirelessly for a ceasefire. So, this cutie thing does not do it for me at all.
So the part not shown here is she talks for like a good 2 minutes about, I made this very important decision, and it's just vagary. Yeah. She doesn't get to what she's talking about for a long time. She's building this up as this big moment. And the moment is that she's decided to freeze her eggs. Right. And then she ties it in with,
difficult to be a woman in her 30s.
Yes, of course that. But then the subtext of it is she's probably running for president, but she doesn't get into any of that. Yeah. But that's sort of like, I'm the woman making my personal sacrifice for the country is a little part of it. And then coincidentally, she's going to have her first injection literally on set of her big foreign policy interview this weekend or whatever day it is, but it's coming
what?
Out. Yes.
I couldn't bear. That's what
I was trying to explain. Is that
I know, but I didn't want to I didn't know exactly which thing you were doing. So I didn't watch the whole 10-minute thing.
Yes.
It was that
the timing of it. The timing of it. She said, and the timing is like, you can't make this up. She says, or something along those lines.
Right.
She's like, I will literally have to take my first shot of something of the next stage of her thing. Right before her interview on set. So I know it's probably not there as an excuse, but it's like,
no, of course it is.
But you're tying it all together in, I don't know. It's just,
no, of course it is.
I'm a man, so whatever. I'll just shut up.
No, it's a pre-excuse. And again, I will say that if she were the fighter that we need, first of all, Shama Swan would never do that. But but okay, everybody has different personalities, ways of engaging. And when I first believed in AOC in 2018, and she was like, this is crazy. I need to get new clothes to wear because all of a sudden I have to be a real person. I'm not a waitress. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't have any real clothes. I wear tank tops and shorts all the time. So I'm not saying not a real person waitress, but I was also a server forever.
It was charming then. It made sense. It was exposing.
I have to be in public in an adult situation where I'm supposed to wear a suit and certain clothes. I don't have the money for that. So this is that was great. And then she was doing the sit-in at Nancy Pelosi's with the sunrise. And it felt okay, thank you for allowing us in on this process. Life is hard and weird. And even, but now this, after 8 years and accomplishing fuck all except for getting Trump back in office and a genocide, what are you talking about? And she's making a pre-excuse for her foreign policy because she sucked so bad when she went to Berlin.
I mean, I know that's me. I don't know that it's a pre-excuse, but she did make sure to connect it to that she's going to take this shot right before she does the interview.
Jesus Christ.
Either way, look, she's going to, it's her next, AOC foreign policy expert 1 failed miserably. It was the biggest flop she's had in her career. She did not have the gravitas to be president in that, and they put her away for a good, I don't know, was that 6 months, 9 months? It's a while. She did not speak on foreign policy, and now she's coming back for her second, attempt at this whole, like, you can look at me as someone bigger than a congressperson in New York. I'm like presidential. I understand the world stage. So that's what's coming up in this next thing. And she sets it up with this interview, with this little TikTok influencer version of shit. And it's a bad start.
It's going to be really,
it's going to flounder.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really not good. And then, of course, just like we'll finish up the Francesca Hong stuff. But and if I said Wong, sorry, I saw a snippet of something of a label and it said Francesca and it was WO. And I was like, oh, shit, I've been saying Hong, but it's woke because it was talking about woke stuff. That's
woke
why.
3. We don't need to care about Asian people's names. You can even do an Asian accent through the whole thing in woke 3.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Who needs all that woke stuff? We'll use the R word. I've got one. Okay, so this is, of course, because the people who brought us Trump twice are going to opine on Francesca Hong. It would be good for Abdul El-Sayed if Francesca Hong loses her bid to become the Democratic nominee in Wisconsin next week. He is a serious person. She is a font of zany liberal faculty lounge exotica. Huh.
That sounds like a kink there.
Yep, a little bit. But the Republicans, hoping to deflect attention from an unpopular POTUS who hangs from them like an anchor, would surely try and link Abdul and Hong as philosophical kin. So fuck off, David Axelrod, but also Rod, whatever the hell. But also, like, clearly, Abdul has no problem being like, nope, you're not with me. I am not, because she doesn't even say DSA. She's like, I'm a socialist. So gross. Then Francesca Hong says, this tweet is a perfect example of why the consultant class keeps losing elections. They're totally clueless and they're hellbent on keeping working class people out of politics. I've spent more time in kitchens than faculty lounges. Perhaps you'd like to come to Wisconsin and work a Friday night dinner rush with me. P.S. at me next time. And then, of course, here's Neera fucking Tanden. In the kitchens you've worked in, is the term proximity to whiteness bandied about? In the kitchens you're in, do people hate Thanksgiving? Because that all feels pretty faculty lounge talk to me. David Axelrod wants a Dem governor in 2028 who will certify elections. Pretty important goal.
Yeah. And look, of all the people whose voice annoys me, ugh. Proximity to whiteness, and she sounds like the LA Clueless Girls. Like she's got the most. Neera Tanden has the worst voice on earth for any of this stuff.
And yeah.
But look, break down what Axelrod and her are both saying. They're saying, okay, like the teacher part, that you're in a faculty lounge, like that's insulting to so many people of the working class.
Bush. Like the
exoticness. So yeah. What was the exotica part? What are you saying? That was Asian, right? That's just Asian. So like
put on your kimono, lady. Yeah.
Zany liberal. Well, you're supposed to be liberals. I mean, we hate liberals because you're fucking just corporate. Yeah. But like, you're calling her a zany liberal. Yeah. Well, so you're saying liberals are now on your left, Axelrod?
Yeah. And by the way, like last week or 2 weeks ago, Neera was spending all of her time saying that Abdul El-Sayed was a sexist terrorist lover, right? So like, and just like, these are the same people. Obama can't win general election, Clinton advisor says. Mark Penn says primary results in Pennsylvania will show that Barack Obama can't win in November, but Hillary Clinton can. And, they were all working with all of these different consultants, and Axelrod wasn't, but Neera Tanden, like, she's just despicable, truly.
And she's leading the charge on Trump not taking the deal with Iran.
Of course.
Because she wants war. This is her yesterday. I know this disastrous war has become a distant noise on this hell site, but if you tune back in, the Iranians are demanding humiliating terms of surrender from the U.S. in order to open the Strait of Hormuz, which was not closed before the war. So she's basically saying, don't take the deal. This is bad. Keep the war going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She's a Zionist. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they are all truly despicable. Oh, and yeah, that's the other thing.
Carville and
CAP, Center for American Progress. They, after all the stuff with Larry Summers, still had him on as like a whatever, executive VP, top consultant, whatever the hell. Child rapists are fine. Genocide, fine. Don't talk about Thanksgiving in such disparaging terms. That's a deal breaker. That is. Okay. But this, I think, is fascinating because as all of these people who are class loyalists and genocidal maniacs band together to shit all over anybody who's even semi on the left, and then we have, great think pieces like this from the Wall Street Journal. Enjoy your free time. Thank capitalism. This is written by
unemployed.
Yeah. Life before the Industrial Revolution was far from the romantic ideal some on social media imagine. This is one of the Koch brothers' daughters, by the way. So yes, she's, Julia Koch. Family net worth is estimated at approximately $81 billion. Let's just see what's going on over in China, shall we? So this just came out yesterday. What's today? Yeah, the 9th. China's unemployed are flocking to Communist Party service centers. This is from the Globe and Mail. This is what they offer you. For unemployed tech workers in Shenzhen, the southern megacity neighboring Hong Kong, there is no need for money-saving hacks. Every day, thousands flock to local mass service centers, public spaces offering free internet, cheap food, and work desks, with some adding childcare, fitness facilities, art classes, and well-stocked libraries to the mix. This is an all-inclusive public space open to everyone where anyone can find a suitable corner for themselves, said Gu Yuanwan, who works at a mass service center in Shenzhen. Mr. Gu's center sees about 3,000 people pass through every day to take advantage of the free drinking water, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, a massive canteen offering meals for 19 yuan, about $4, and a food bank for those who cannot afford to pay. At the center in the Shubai district, I'm saying this wrong, I'm sorry, known for the jewelry trade, Coco Lee runs an AI night school teaching workers how to take advantage of new technologies, providing skills training, and helping the unemployed apply for new positions. If you're looking for a job, you can enroll in the night school to learn relevant skills and then be matched with suitable employment opportunities, she said. Introductory classes are free, while others are provided at a subsidized rate.
We don't want that shit here. Holy crap.
At what cost? This guy did such a great compilation of all of the scaremongering articles on what China is doing for its citizens.
The Yangtze River was so polluted, no ecologist thought that it could ever be restored. Somehow China pulled it off. At what cost, though? They planned and pulled off the largest expansion of wind turbines in world history. At what cost, though? The Chinese population is getting smarter while Western populations get dumber. At what cost? China's invested more into the environment and sustainability than any other country on earth. At what cost? Their cars are better and cheaper than Western cars. At what cost? They have a stable economy. At what cost, though? Their zero COVID policy was massively successful in avoiding the same death toll the West had. At what cost, though? They're investing in other countries within the global South like Ethiopia and Cambodia. At what cost? They say they've eliminated poverty. That can't be true. 9 out of 10 Chinese families own their own homes. Yeah, this is all going to fall apart. There's no way this is going to work.
Raoul Duke 6133. Love him.
Yes, good man.
I know, Pat. I know. I know exactly what you need.
Oh, yes, I need that, Will. Let's go.
Yes! That's what we were for.
The people need the Legos.
Okay, this is a really good one, but I have a little problem with the framing, so I am curious to see what people think afterwards. 1 second, I am getting it up here. I am the Lego collector, right? I mean, I'm just gonna.
You're the master.
I just want you to know, because everybody to know, so you don't blame Pat when I show something that's not so good. Okay, this is called America First Again. Yeah, but it's good. But yeesh. Okay.
You said no more foreign wars. We meant every word, and the promise got sold. America first again. Bring the troops home. Stop the endless spin. America first again. No more wars that kill other people's kids. America first again. Feed our own, heal our own. Fix our own land. America first again. The movement is rising. We take it back, yeah. They sold us peace through strength and shipped the youth bombs for faraway flags, while the schools lose roots. Children overseas buried under the same old lies, while the ones at home can't afford to survive. We wanted borders strong and the wars to end, not another blank check for the same old friends. America first was never a slogan for sale. It was a line in the sand that they crossed without fail. America first again. Bring the troops home. Stop the endless spin. America first again. No more wars that kill other people's kids. America first again. Feed our own, heal our own. Fix our own land. America first again. The movement is rising. We take it back. No more sending sons to die for someone else's throne. No more watching children burn while we fund the drones. And our new government starts with the people at home. Clean water, good jobs, and leaving the world alone. Right, left, or center, if you love this land, and stop the war machine with an open hand. The promise was simple, the betrayal was deep. Now the people are waking from the same long sleep. We don't want empire. We want a country that lives. No more children's blood on American hands. America first again. Bring the troops home. Stop the endless spend. America first again. No more wars that kill other people's kids. America first again. Feed our own, heal our own. Fix our own land. America first again. Sacred defense. The people stand.
Do you want to talk first?
Look, I missed the very beginning because I had to grab a beer. But
priorities is important.
If the framing that you're questioning is like take care of our people first, right, or something, is that the framing?
Well, just the America first, because that's such a
yeah. But I also think like, look, there's some national built into just how the world works,
right?
And the choice of killing people or just take care of your people here a little bit. Like everybody's got to give your, like France can't give us healthcare, right? We have to give us healthcare.
Right.
So that part, but when I watch that whole thing, I'm like, I just imagine a world where you had the Democratic Party making 2028 about these kind of feel good things about this kind of choice and making it all about healthcare. Democrats are giving you healthcare in 2028. And they have this sort of pulling on your heartstrings kind of vibe. And it's all healthcare over these other options.
I mean, that's Abdul. That's what he talks about. Like, invest in America. I don't want to spend money over there. I want to spend money here.
Yeah.
I want to take care. But the
if
America,
you ditch the
nationalism makes me feel uncomfortable, and the strong borders. But of course you have to start, like, you have to start somewhere. But I hate that, like, that terminology, the slogan,
right,
you know,
and I wouldn't.
It's got Nazi stuff. Like when Trump first came down his gold staircase and said America first, that everybody pointed out was Nazi terminology, or Nazi sympathizing fascist terminology from the 40s. But like, that video is beautiful, but
well, you do it without the America First branding piece to it. But if the Democrats just branded themselves as not a big tent with all these beliefs that could be anything, but you brand yourself as, we're the party that's going to get everybody fucking healthcare,
right?
That alone would sweep. I mean, why is there never any branding of the party anyway? Like, why?
Nothing.
Do you have to be so policyless that you can't, like?
Oh yeah, no, because even like Chris Murphy today was on one of the Sunday shows, and like, he will be campaigning for Abdul Said, even though he went around with Hassan Piker, and he was like, and who, I think it was Kristen Welker, is like, well, but he's for Medicare for all. Like, well, listen, all Democrats want more robust healthcare everybody has access to. It's just how we get there. It's like all of a sudden it starts like getting diluted. I mean, I love that. If I didn't know that there's a third party, psyop happening with Tucker Carlson and MTG and Joe Ken and Massey, that's being funded, I am sure, by Peter Thiel. So like, I love the idea of like, no more foreign wars. But I think that what is missing, and this is a difference between right and left, which is why I think it's really important that we are clear about it, even if we can look at something like that and be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. But the international solidarity that's lacking in some of, obviously this isn't even like, this isn't, Persia Boy is Iranian American, like, he's not running for office. He's just on his own time putting out videos that we all mostly love. So like, this isn't against him. It's just, the sentiment makes me nervous, because just like with MMT, which like, I kind of get, we never we have the money, we can print it.
Right.
But the reason we have the money and can print it is because we are the global hegemon with the petrodollar. And that is predicated on the suppression and domination and, pillaging of the global South. So like,
And look, at the end of the day, that commercial, like you said, Tucker's party could run on it, and it would be all entirely bullshit, And as I suggested, the Democrats should run on it. They're going to Obamacare 2.0 us. So whatever the Democratic Party is going to push, it's going to be branding. But it's very telling that they can't even get behind a message like that would so clearly win for them.
Yeah, exactly. Good night, Stephen. Sleep well, and thank you. I'm so torn, because God, it pulls my heartstrings also. And like, and we do need to take care, like, you take care of your family, you take care of your neighbors, you take care of your city. Like, as people, we can only sort of like move out that way. And so I do think like there's something really beautiful about tapping into that. Like, the reason that the US looks the way it does and is the way it is because the people who are in power, who talk about strong borders, they don't have borders. They're just like global billionaires who get to go and pillage anywhere they want, and they cavort and all that kind of stuff. So it is important. And obviously a Lego video is not where the minutia and the, complexities and nuances are going to play out. And it's beautiful. I love that. I love it. I mean, that's why we're showing it, right? But it does make me a little nervous, because I could see, Massey MTG running on that video.
Yeah, look, you just got to run on these scary things you guys are talking about. It's not like a test. It's everywhere in the world. Like, what about instead of, America First, join the world when it comes to healthcare?
I mean, yeah.
Like, why are we so stupid that we're not doing the thing that's cheaper that everywhere else has already proven works?
I mean, yeah. And by the way, when you're talking about all the places that are able to have universal healthcare, also Israel. So we're sending all of our money to this genocidal, fucking deranged, lunatic, rogue nation that gives all of their people healthcare on our dime.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I feel like we need some music. I don't know why, but I want a little music. I don't even know what we had queued up, but I just feel like we need some music. Oh yeah. Here, this is Mr. Liam St. John.
That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic.
The coast is on fire, Appalachia is drowning. Physicians and politicians too busy counting their money. If there ever was a time for shouting, now would be a good time. There's lead in the water, this war isn't civil. The east and the west are pointing their missiles. If there ever was a day for blowing the whistle, now would be a good time. But line up another round, round up another line. Speak up with him and now. Lady Luck is yours tonight. Just keep your head in the sand and ignore the signs and have yourself a good time.
I love his voice. He's great. Mr. Liam St. John.
Yep. They were good.
That's good. That's really good. All right. Let's just a little, because we're about to move on to a little bit of foreign policy. But this is hilarious. Disgraced ex-rep Eric Swalwell, who was the leading contender to be governor of California, had a fling with Stephen Miller's wife, Katie, when she was a 22-year-old intern, report reveals.
Yeah, it's one big party. Absolutely.
You know, you can have Kimberly Guilfoyle married to Gavin Newsom, Eric Swalwell probably, I'm sure, abusing his power when Katie Miller was a intern, but also she's like a disgusting person, but none of it matters because none of it matters.
And he's the guy that the entire Democratic Party knew was doing everything that he was doing this whole time. And they're gonna tell us, well, when it comes to his race, we don't want to be woke.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna cancel Thanksgiving, holy shit.
Yep. Yeah. If it's mercenary work where you go back with Blackwater 3 times, that's fine. But if you have a Nazi tattoo, sort of, whatever. I mean, honestly.
And you can have a little sexual assault as a treat.
Yeah. Well, that was, yeah. I mean, Jesus. Okay. So this, apparently, Trump doesn't watch Punch Up Pod or listen to any advisors or news or foreign policy consultants. Just realized a few days ago, 4 days ago, at a cabinet meeting at Camp David last week, President Trump demanded answers from Defense Secretary, he's War Secretary, Pete Hegseth, on why he had apparently been misled on extreme munitions shortages that now threaten to limit military options with Iran. Back at Camp David, as he was confronted by Trump over the bare weapons stockpile, Hegseth defended himself and, of course, blamed his deputy, Stephen Feinberg, for the shortages. Yeah, that's class. The buck stops with Stephen Feinberg. And for not ensuring Trump was fully apprised of the issue, both persons familiar said. The exchange underscored Trump's increasing frustration with his defense secretary, war secretary, who was one of the biggest early advocates for taking military action against Iran, convincing Trump it would be a quick and relatively easy win, according to multiple officials. It is ridiculous that we all know something that the commander-in-chief is, even if he's pretending, not to know. Like,
yeah. It's worse that he doesn't know. Right. That's his excuse now. Yeah. Like, oh, I didn't know.
Why didn't anybody tell me?
Really? You're the commander in chief.
So this has now been going on where, every Friday there's we're going to, they better open up the damn strait or we're going to bomb them back to, the Stone Ages. And then Monday morning, there's some kind of pause so that the markets can give him and his pals, a few million extra dollars. But the Iranians are firm now. Like, they have now been shown repeatedly, as has the rest of the world, that no deal with the U.S. can be trusted. Why would you ever negotiate? So these are their demands. Oh, wow, that's really small. Okay. Iran has laid out 9 conditions for reopening the Strait of Hormuz, including $300 billion in compensation, a ban on U.S. and Israeli vessels, and up to 7% transit fees, declaring the waterway will not open until the U.S. corrects its behavior, per Fars News. The Supreme National Security Council stated that Iran will never compromise, whether in war or in negotiations, and that the U.S. must meet all conditions before the strait reopens. The conditions include an end to U.S. threats and insults. I mean, there's just something funny about that being number one, but okay. Right. A permanent end to U.S. wars against Iran and its allies in Lebanon, Palestine, Yemen, and Iraq. I mean,
love seeing Palestine in
that
there.
is not Iran first, right? That's like solidarity. Yeah. Lifting the naval blockade and withdrawing U.S. forces, $300 billion in compensation for war damages, lifting all sanctions, unconditional release of all frozen assets, Iran's right to charge up to 7% on cargo, a ban on U.S. and Israeli vessels, a 20% violation toll on ships if conditions are breached. This is not a negotiation. It's a surrender document. Iran is not asking for concessions. It's demanding U.S. capitulation on every front: money, military withdrawal, sanctions, and control over the strait. The $300 billion figure is not a starting point. It's the price of doing business. The U.S. can accept the terms or keep the strait closed. There is no middle ground. Tehran has drawn a line, and Washington is on the other side of it. The ball is now in Trump's court, but the conditions aren't changing.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Yeah.
It is super predictable that our hand, when I say our, I mean the U.S. and Trump's hand in this deal, gets worse the longer it goes on. And it's getting, the longer it goes on, the more punitive it is to our economy, obviously.
Yep.
But then you get closer to an election and all that stuff. So all the politicians in Washington are going to be more eager to cut a deal, because even though Trump's not around next term, they all got to get reelected somehow.
Yep.
And all this is just an albatross on any Republican. I mean, more so than the Democrats.
Yep.
So there's more pressure for them to get a deal. Although Trump still, if he can make money on it, isn't really that concerned with that piece of it. That's the catch in the whole thing.
Yeah. So, but at a certain point, he can't, he is not making money. Like the Saudis said to him last week,
right,
this is going to destroy us if we don't open the strait, if we don't have oil, if we can't keep our infrastructure up and running.
That piece of it. And then also, all the Washington donors that have fueled all this stuff, when they start losing money on him trying to, even if he can benefit himself, well, they're going to pull their support for him because they're getting hit with the fucking cost of this war.
I am very concerned that Israel knows that that the U.S. loss to Iran is Israel's enormous loss. Yeah. And because we don't have the stockpile, we don't have the munitions, we don't have the missiles, we don't have anything. What we do have is nuclear weapons, which solves absolutely nothing. It would be horrific. That's also what Israel has. My hope is that this new sort of convergence, or the stronger alliance between China, Russia, and Iran, because of everything that's been happening in the last 5-6 years and decades, but especially since the overthrow of the Ukrainian president, the coup, and then the push towards Russia's borders and that war, and then Israel's genocide, and then our attack on Iran. That all of that, Russia has more nuclear weapons, I think, than any other country in the world. I would assume that Israel knows that if they used a nuclear weapon, that would truly be the end of them, right? But I don't think that they are thinking rationally, because they are so used to having no parameters or boundaries put on them. They are, while they know that they are outcast pariahs in the whole world, they are still just broadcasting the glee of their barbarity in committing genocide. And it just spread.
I think that the off ramp here is going to be that list, but there's room for negotiating on the list, right? They're going to negotiate that list, right?
It. I think they're going to frame it.
Yeah, but if Trump knocks a few things off those lists and still gets the nukes, that's his off ramp. He gets to say,
not getting the nukes.
I stopped the nukes. I think he's getting the nukes.
I know. That's our bet. Everybody, it was March 7th we said it, then May something, now it's Sunday, August
I still
9th.
think that's the way out of this. But if Iran gets the Strait control, no U.S. ships in the Strait of Hormuz, if effectively they have an economic wedge they can put on the world, I don't know.
Here's the thing. This is going to take a very long time, because part of the deal is call off your pit bull genocidal maniacs who are, doing Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, Yemen, Syria. Like, that has to all stop. And I just don't really think Trump is going to be able to do that.
Well, I think we're kind of in a position where the dynamics have flipped, in the sense that we need a deal. So instead of where it used to be of like, we would make a deal with Iran or wherever, and then we would be the ones breaking it. They can be the ones breaking it. And we need this deal to look like a deal so hard that they have the power in this a little more.
Who does?
Iran.
Oh, yeah, they have all the power.
So I'm saying Iran can agree to a deal and break their own deal in a way that we used to be the ones that would break the deal. But like what you were saying before makes a lot of sense though too, because like it is going to be a long way into the deal, no matter what, once they reach the deal. And so it's going to be broken left and right. Israel's going to break the deal a million times. We're going to break the deal a million times. Iran's going to break the deal a million times.
I don't know. Why do you say that? Like, you're just saying that because that's what we do. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah, but they're not really breaking the deal when Israel breaks the deal, because Israel is part of the deal. I'm saying they're gonna punch back. They're not gonna stick to a deal that we're not sticking to.
Yeah, but that's not breaking the deal. That's like saying, fair. They broke a ceasefire.
No, I'm not trying to imply that they want the deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the truth is, like, they of all the Gulf countries, like, they can withstand this. They don't need the desalination plants, or everybody needs infrastructure, but they are not as reliant on it. And they have learned from 47 years of horrific sanctions. Just as, you look at like China, we were like, nope, we're not sharing anything with you. The chips, okay, now they have a faster and cheaper AI, DeepSeek, or a better and cheaper electric vehicle. Like that, for people of discipline, and Iran can do that. Yeah,
absolutely. I think what I'm trying to say is that in the past, where they would have overlooked the U.S. and Israel's breaking of the deal because they're in such pursuit of the deal, they know they're not in the position they have to overlook our missteps and Israel's missteps. They're going to fire back the whole time.
Yes, 100%.
So the dynamic has changed in that respect, to where they used to say the deal is so important to us that we're going to pretend you didn't just bomb our fucking salination plant or whatever, And that era is gone, I think.
It has to be twice now. While they have been negotiating, sending their negotiators there, we or Israel has assassinated them. The negotiators, the people who are the diplomats, right? Like,
well, and that all happened in the beginning. Like, so we're so far along.
Day
Like
one.
we have broken any trust. I mean, so
yeah. And, also the whole thing of like, oh, the hostages have to come home, even though we know that on like October 10th, Hamas said, we will of 2023, we will return all the hostages and we will find all of them. And Israel said, if we can do a deal. Nope. Put down your weapons. Put down your weapons, which is really telling people who are being genocided by this lunatic nation just to lie down and enjoy it. Just take it. Just the way Ro Khanna said, right? Israel has a right to fire back, but the people being kept in a concentration camp, open air dungeon are not allowed to fight for their freedom, even though international law absolutely says they have a right to armed resistance against their occupier. But even after all of that, Hamas has said they will lay down their weapons. That was last week. And Netanyahu rejects Trump's plan to disarm Hamas. At a certain point, I mean, obviously, Trump has, I'm sure, compromise on him. Although, what could be on him that's so awful? He'd be like, so I raped her. I mean, she looked like she was 17. She looked like she was 18. She told me she was. So I don't really think it's that. I think it might be Melania, because she really doesn't want everybody to know that she was set up with him through Epstein and Casablanca and that guy whose wife, just whatever. But that's what.
But he doesn't care what she thinks.
Yeah, I mean, it might
it's how it reflects on him. But
yeah,
they have actual video of him diddling kids. I'm sorry, they do. But I'm convinced.
I think that's probably right, but like, I don't think that changes who he is. We all know what he looks like. Like, we that would not surprise any of us, I think, or most of us. Most of the world knows that, right?
It would not surprise us, but
yeah,
the Christian right-wing folks that got behind him would have to have a reckoning with it when there's proof in front of them.
They were fine with like grab her by the pussy. They're fine that he was
but that's just boys being boys, locker room shit is different.
But that's how I think it would all be swept under anyway. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but unless they have him like, skinning a person alive or whatever, I really think it's just the money. I think it's not even like destroying the global economy and putting the whole globe into a depression, which is going to probably happen anyway, because we are now, just like with climate, we are almost past the point of no return, right?
Yeah.
So, but that didn't even sway him. It was when Saudi Arabia last week said, we will not be able to honor our deals for your AI data centers or any of these things if we are demolished by bombing from Iran that destroys our infrastructure. We will have nothing to give you or your cohorts. And that was the thing that like made him tell Netanyahu to pause on, but still, like the way the media reports, I mean, day after day, Gaza, children in Gaza being slaughtered, tents being firebombed, the pogroms in the West Bank, the new borders that are happening, the security borders in Lebanon, which is just Israel stealing land as they are obliterating whole communities. None of that matters. He won't put a stop to any of it, but if Saudi Arabia and some of the other Gulf countries get together and say, we will not be able to honor our financial dealings with you, that is the only thing that might have him stand up to Miriam Adelson, AIPAC, and Netanyahu.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Obviously, money drives him, but I still think there's something there too on top of that.
I mean, I'm okay. So
that
sorry,
impacts him. I know you don't need.
I believe he rapes children and
yes,
and adults. But yes, I mean, I hear you. I don't know what's gonna actually make him, because what's he gonna say? Like, what's he gonna do to make Israel stop? They're not gonna stop.
Well, that's the interesting part about this whole deal is we're making a deal for the Strait with Iran that Israel has no interest in being a part of. And
yeah,
So at some point we're going to clash. How that plays out, who knows? I mean, I truly don't know.
I truly don't either. All right. Any last minute anything?
No.
I'm trying to see if there's like any good another video. Another fun. We have like 20. I pulled 15 different Lego videos because we didn't have enough space, but I put them in a separate.
I know last show I said, oh my God, there's 18 Lego videos in here. There were 21 actually. We have a shit ton of Lego videos.
And I seriously pulled like 15. This is, or are we going to do this? Should we do one?
Yeah.
All right. This is Wake Up America, AI Iran. It's a new account.
Our inbox is flooded with Americans saying they don't watch the news. They listen to our songs instead, since your media is full of shit. Let's keep it 100 and talk reality. 5,000 years of Persian soul, of poetry and light. You sold nuclear threat to every camera in sight, but our leader said nukes are haram on record clear. The real atomic arsenal, Tel Aviv, my dear. The IAEA in the building, they've been watching the file. Israel's undeclared warheads stacked up mile by mile. You weaponized the fear of Iran to fund the machine, while AIPAC lobbied Congress and pocketed your team. While soldiers bleed for Bibi's dream. Your son-in-law cashed $2 billion from the Saudi regime, Kushner. Your lobby chain is tight as choking out the globe, while your son is trading stocks inside his velvet robe. Baron. Wake up, America, open your eyes to the devil's design. Epstein, pedophile ruler, sacrificing for Israel's line. Wake up, America, open your eyes to the devil's design. The world's watching your move. Feed the swine. Epstein's Island, 40 plus flights on the log. You the main character, Jeffrey was just a prologue. You act like a savior, but you're leaving bodies cold. How many nations have you broken? How many lies have you sold? Vietnam, Japan, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Panama, Syria, Germany, Serbia, Indonesia, Cuba, Sudan, Pakistan, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, Lebanon, Yemen. We're bringing you freedom, bro. They never asked for that. Retribution is coming with a storm you can't tame. Iran doesn't forget, and we're coming for the game. Spoiler alert, Israel's final war, it's against y'all. Take it seriously, before it's too late. They're just using you for now. Want to see the real truth? Watch how they talk on Jesus. Don't say I didn't warn you. Wake up, America.
All right.
Yeah. Like, I don't really think in any world Israel thinks of nuking us.
No, I don't either. But I do think I don't think they're but I do think our role as the global hegemon has definitely been destroyed. And of course it's not all Israel, but it's
the thing is
who are who are the empire colonial outposts who want to push that above all else.
And there's no doubt that the world recognizes that Israel is a sinking ship, and us hanging on to them is just going to end us faster.
Yep, I agree. All right, we are ending on. I am looking at this because I've now had 4 glasses of wine, and I want to make sure. Okay. People Against Genocide broke into the Aberdeen facility of Ultra Inc., which is a supplier to Elbit Systems and the Israeli military. They destroyed equipment, recorded documents, and barricaded themselves inside. Direct action. What else do you do in the face of genocide? We love you guys. Thank you for hanging with us. Keep punching up.
See you on Wednesday. Cheers.
The numbers of people who
oppose this
are
insane, yet the percentage of people who take direct action
is so small.
So small. And imagine if every single person that has gone out to support Palestine in whatever way,
right,
took even a small,
even one window,
or one lock-on, or one piece of direct action against Israel's war machine.
That war machine would be.
That war machine.
So much more fucked.
Be so much more fucked.
Dedicated to the suit-wearing arms dealers, to the champagne-sipping, depleted uranium droppers.
Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone. Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone.
First in my scope is BAE Systems, specialize in killing people from a distance. Power is a drug and they feed the addiction. Immediate deletion of people's existence. Who says what isn't legitimate resistance? To push these buttons, you don't need a brave heart. State of the art darts leave more than your face guard. You might impress an A&R with your fake bars, cause you probably think Rolls Royce only make cars. This is for the colonizers, turn bomb providers. Take this beef all the way back to Oppenheimer. They call it warfare, but your wars aren't fair. If they were to be suicide bombers in arms fairs, a scam for the funds, they will mangle your son. If you try to speak out, they will stamp on your tongue. To your land they will come till you stand up as one is begun.
Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone. Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone.
Next in my scope is Lockheed Martin. They will tell you when the bombs need blasting. Don't think just listen.